Hi, I'm David Dodge. Welcome to Green Energy Futures. This week we're in Nova Scotia to find out about a community feed-in tariff program that encourages both community investment and community development. We've talked about feed-in tariffs on Green Energy Futures before. It's the policy that has resulted in the build-out of most of the renewable energy infrastructure in the world. They're everywhere, from Germany to the UK to Ontario and now on Canada's east coast. Nova Scotia's feed-in tariff is a little different than most. It's focused on communities. Premier Darrell Dexter of Nova Scotia explains.
We call them COMFITs, actually, community feed-in tariffs, and this was an effort for us to bring communities into the energy portfolio and allow them to feel and to actually have some control over their energy destiny.
Municipalities, First Nations, co-ops, universities, community economic development investment funds, and non-profit groups all qualify for the COMFIT program in Nova Scotia. More than 120 applications have been filed, and 45 have already been approved since last year. Premier Dexter says Nova Scotia wants to clean up its electricity supply, reduce costs, and provide a stable, sustainable supply of energy for Nova Scotians.
Well, when we came to power, almost 80% of the electricity in the province was being generated by coal-fired generators, and we could see the rapid escalation in the cost of fuel. Basically a 75% increase over the last 7 or 8 years. Those costs were, of course, being passed directly onto our ratepayers. So that was a motivator, but of course, fundamentally, we just wanted to get off of fossil fuels, and we wanted to have a stable, sustainable, long-term energy supply that was going to give people a reasonable cost for an essential service.
The COMFIT program is part of a much wider strategy to get 25% of Nova Scotia's electricity supply from renewable sources by 2015 and 40% by 2020. The weird thing about these goals is it looks like Nova Scotia just might do it. To learn more about the COMFIT and this unique Nova Scotia approach, we went into the countryside with Austin Hughes. He's a community power developer with a power company called Natural Forces. He's knee-deep in the COMFIT program.
We're currently constructing the Fairmont wind project located in Antigonish. That's a 2-turbine Enercon E82 facility that we hope to be completed next month. So we're very close to the end of that project on the construction side. And we have 5 more projects that we're currently working on, which are governed by the Community Feed-in Tariff program in Nova Scotia.
What this looks like on the ground is 1, 2, 3, and even 5 wind turbine projects spread over Nova Scotia with First Nations, communities, and college partners. Austin Hughes says a big benefit of the COMFIT is the way it spreads jobs and economic spin-offs around Nova Scotia.
Taking Fairmont wind farm as an example, our 4.6 2-turbine project up in Antigonish, that would come in at a total capital cost of approximately $11 million. Of that $11 million, I would expect or anticipate around $3 to $3.5 million would stay within the province of Nova Scotia. I think the employment within the province, I think I estimated or I calculated around 20 employers were used in the development, in the pre-construction, and now during the construction of the Fairmont wind farm. So it's very significant in terms of the relatively small size of Fairmont being just 2 turbines, and yet over $3.5 million would have been spent within the province of Nova Scotia.
The COMFIT program is designed to build 100 megawatts of renewable energy. But what happens to jobs if we consider the whole program?
And I think if you can maybe extrapolate that to the COMFIT program as a whole, 100 megawatts is what is anticipated. That would equate to about $60 million that will be spent in the province of Nova Scotia over the next 2 to 3 years, comprising of dozens of companies ranging from snow clearing contracts during the winter time to avian consultation work done during the environmental process. And that $60 million estimate, that is just up to the construction. During operation, you have landowner payments for the land. You have the road clearing. You have the operations and maintenance. You have the taxes that are paid to the local government. So there's all sorts of spin-offs to these wind farms from an employment standpoint.
The process of engaging community organizations and municipalities can be hard work, but local jobs and regional economic development are very important in Nova Scotia. To learn more about Nova Scotia's Community Feed-in Tariff and renewable energy in Nova Scotia, head on down to greenenergyfutures.ca. We'd love to hear from you on Facebook and Twitter. I'm David Dodge.